Okay, so I wanted to do this video on the beginning of Divested Zealot's live stream. I haven't watched all of it. I'm just gonna talk about the first part. I don't think this makes me a mammy, honestly, but this is my perspective. I do think that I do agree with when people say that all men are trash or things like that. Now, I don't really agree with it, but I agree with, oh yeah, all races are trash. You know what I mean? Like, there's trash in every race. If I would say who has more trash in their race, I would say, honestly, on a numbers game, it wouldn't be black men. Just on a numbers game idea thing. And I'm not really going to say what race I would think has the most trash. If you get my drift, you get what I'm saying. But then again, I have other opinions of other things as well as to why there's more trash in certain areas. See, think of it this way. You could argue two things. One, it could be numbers. Or it could be specifically someone who, specifically, if you have a population of people who are not wanted in your area, who are not wanted in your country, well, what reason were they not wanted? Usually they're not wanted because they're not desirable. Okay, they're not desirable because something they did, okay? So the crimes, it could be raping people, they could be killing people, they could be stealing, they could be in gangs, or they love the drugs, you know. And then, you know, on top of it, there's not just those people, because people always focus on those people. But then there's other people who, for example, will be like, they'll think they're all good and that they didn't mean anyone harm, so they're just like upstanding and actually successful somehow because they sat there behind on the government and lived off it for the rest of their fucking lives. You know, or let's not even say that. They did just one step above that. Oh, I spent my whole life as a busser. Pat me on the back because I am such an upstanding person. And, you know, I'm so successful because I spent my life as a busser. 20 years as a busser, I'm so proud. I'm a success story, you know. So, that's a major reason why some people were not really allowed or accepted over here, you know, and they come over here. And so because of that, to me, that's my perspective on that. I'm kind of like, well, who has the most trash? I wouldn't think it's black men. No, not at all. I would think it could be either. Like, you have to think, if you got a percentage of people who have 60% of their population in America, then the majority of people are going to be that. Whatever the majority of people are doing, whether it's bad or good, are that, basically. You know, the majority of people right now eating cereal are that race, basically, okay? Now, you would think with trash, wouldn't that apply? I don't really think that. And like I said, the reason why is because, well, we do have an influx of people who we said we did not want. And they came anyway. There were reasons why we didn't want them. It was because they didn't have anything to offer. You know, so they're basically trash. You know, so we get a lot of their trash. You know, and so from my perspective, you know, I'm not really shocked that they might actually have more dysfunction than the other, in my opinion, when we talk about numbers. Now, when we're talking about black men, yes, some black men, you know, they have their problems and all that stuff. Would I say it's more than other races? Proportionally, because I first was talking about numbers, saying basically who has the most in numbers. Now that could be white or Hispanic men, as I just described, if you didn't realize who I was talking about. But when we're talking about black men, I don't really think that proportionally, I don't know if they have what's going on with them, really, in comparison to Hispanic men. Because Hispanic men, I don't really think they're doing too well as far as the statistics show. White men, they have a better statistic, but then again, you could say Nigerian people are actually doing a lot better than them. And you could also say Indian people are doing better than all of those people. So, and I prefer Indian men, like physically, more than a lot of other men. Indian, Arab, Middle Eastern, North African, Southern European, Northern European, so forth, But yeah, so to me, like when people say all men are trash, I think, yeah, I agree with that actually. That, yeah, all men are trash because there's trash in every race. We're saying all races have trash. Yes, all races have trash. So I agree with that. When we talk about proportion, that's where I kind of am like, some people say there's more black men that are dysfunctional than other races. Black American men. From what I've seen, I will say this, that there's a lot of things that happen with black men that it's like, oh my God, you go really 1 to 100 really quickly, really aggressive, crazy, and weird just off of something silly. And I think that has to do with the association of thinking that you're animalistic, in some cases. Some people think because dark skin implies like aggression and basically animalism and bestiality, like bestial, basically. Not bestiality, but bestial. Things of that nature. They think that basically because of that, they have a pass to act more aggressive. And that can go very poorly in their hands, basically, because they won't control themselves as much as other people. And so because of that, they become dangerous, and dysfunctional. So I do agree with that. The thing is with me, with black men, it's just like, I don't really consider their value because what do I need to consider all this shit for? Like, it's not for me to figure out, sift through, or anything like that. I'm going to sift through the other races of men because those are my preferences. I'm attracted to men of those races. I'm not attracted to black men. So as far as, like, what black men do and their, like, as far as safety and things of that matter, I don't know, like, are they the most dysfunctional? Maybe, yeah. But I still do agree with that statement that all men are trash, All races of men are trash. And that's why you have to vet. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and bye.